Alright, hello everyone, and this is my first video on No Man's Sky. Now, today I'll be showing you how to do a duplication glitch to double your inventories. So I've seen a few online, but they're based on the exosuit duplication, which works well enough, but your exosuit versus your Starship can carry double the resource of your exosuit. So if your exosuit carries a full stack, which is 250, your Starship can carry a full stack, which would be 500 of that resource. So anyway, let's get started. Now there are a few resources you can use out there that I find pretty valuable. There's gold, there's aluminium, there's Emeril, and there's the rarer type ones like Omegon and a few others. I'll show you in a bit. But I find Emeril to be the most valuable out there because Emeril sells for about 275 per Emeril. So that is pretty valuable as is right now. So 275 Emeril units per Emeril. Gold, it runs less at 220 I believe. So definitely Emeril is 50 units more per Emeril. Keep in mind that's pretty expensive. Now you could try other things. There are single stack items like the Atlas Stone. The Atlas Stone is 1 unit. I mean it sells for quite expensive, but you can't stack it. So essentially you can only carry 17 of that, which is a lot still, but not as much as Emeril. And then the more rarer ones like Omegon. Now that sells at 300 units, but to try and stock this up, it would take quite some time. Because considering they're pretty rare and you can't find them on planets, you have to actually buy them from the traders. So far I haven't found any of them. So we'll be working with Emeril, because Emeril sells for quite a lot and is pretty easily found out there. So there you go, more than half a stack. Anyway, so the first thing you're going to do is make sure that you save the game. Now I find getting in and getting out the best way to make sure, and how I check is I go and press options and I go to the option page and see the time. That's a bit faster, but so go back in, go back out, and this will show you that the time has changed again. Now this makes sure it's safe. Now the first thing you do is get on your ship and go out. Now with half a ship full of inventory, you want to kind of die in space, and there's a few ways you can do it. But I personally prefer trying to go out for the freighters because the freighters seem to do a lot more damage than most of them all. Oops, looks like I didn't quite make it. Jumping works really fine. Just go at it again, I guess. Whoops, too far this time. Anyway, so when you shoot the freighters, sometimes they spawn the sentinel ships in space and they work pretty well, but the best ones is when you have ones that have the defense weapons, like defense turrets. They have two types as well. They have the photon beam and the photon cannon and the phase beam. Now, they work quite well, but the laser one works the best for some reason. I don't know. But anyway, you want to die. Now the most important part of this is you have to when you spawn, you will see that your grave is still out there and your inventory is empty now. This is what should normally happen. Inventory empty now, and you see your grave is out there. So that grave is where all your stacks of Emeril are, and you would want to go pick it up soon at least. Now what you want to do is press start, go to options, and reload previous. Now this is what happens. See, what happens when you reload your previous is you retain everything. Right, but the problem with that is it takes so long to reload your previous. I'll probably skip to the next one. But the problem arises is when you die, sometimes the game does crash. It's not your fault the game crashed, it's just something's wrong. And they're looking into fixing it because when you die, you're not supposed to crash the game. But anyway, hope yours doesn't crash. If you crash, go and pick up your resource first and then do it again. Now, when you respawn, and your grave is still out there, but now you still have your stacks of Emeril in your ship. Now this is part of the magic at least. Now go back in your ship, fly out, and go pick up your stacks of gold or Emeril beam, and that's what you want. Just boost, pick it up. Inventory is full because I had more than half a ship anyway, so fly back to the space station. Takes so slow. As you can see now, I have a full stack of Emeril. Now we'll be doing again the duplicate, but this is part where the magic actually happens. So once you can see it's still full of. Now fly back in. It's a bit slow at this point. I wish you could fly faster, but I guess you don't want to crash into the space station. It would be pretty bad, I think. Alright, see, full stack of battery. Just checking on my save in a second. Echo time is fine. Same thing. Get out your ship. Check your time. So, get out. Check your time. That looks good. Get back in. And fire. Now, we're still essentially duplicating, so you have a grave with a full stack of ship. Full stack of ship. So fly out and try to kill yourself again. Now, if there are no freighters around here, you could shoot other ships coming in. So far I don't see any consequences to that, like you don't reduce your standing with any section or anything. And it all fails, you can shoot these ships at the trading center. Starship. And they recall sentinels. Now, you're not... So when you're in a dogfight, when you're in a dogfight, you can either use your phase beam or photon effect. I find photon phase beam to be the most effective because there is tracking to it, as you can see. It doesn't do as much damage as photon beams, but you hit like 95% and that works much better than photon. Yeah. So don't bother with photon cannon, just go for the phase beam. Alright, so when you die. Good quote there. Same thing. Your grave is still out there. Hopefully. Empty inventory space. Grave, still out there. Good. Now reload your previous. Reload previous. Should get a better name than that, honestly. Alright, gonna skip through most of that. Alright, so you respawn with your previous save. Your grave is still out there, and your inventory is full of Emeril. So now I'm just gonna straight away and go and sell this. What you can, this is where the magic happens. See, what you do is you sell your current stacks of gold of Emeril. I mean, your current stacks of Emeril, and you make a lot of money from that. So move faster. So sell, not buy, sell from Starship inventory, and there you go. That's 3 million units there, easily. So now, why you do this is that, so essentially you have a full stack with you, right? And a full stack out on your grave. So you sell your full stack in your inventory, and then you go pick the full stack up outside. And so you still have a full stack of Emeril with you. Now, that's a simple way, or cheating honestly, to get units. Now, I mean, you can do as much as you want. No one's going to stop you, at the moment at least, while it's still up. I did this just to buy a new ship, and I'm planning to buy a new one as well, because that ship's pretty important. My ship is pretty ugly from the outside, but it has 35 inventory space slots. So fly out, go and pick up your stacks of Emeril. Here I come. Right, so now what you can do from here on is you can either rinse and repeat. So what you do is go back to the space station with your full stacks of Emeril. Make sure you save the game, fly out, kill yourself again, reload previous, sell, pick up your stuff, and then come back in, save, and just so on and so on. Alright, so essentially duplication glitch without the selling part. But when you think you're done and you have enough units for the gameplay, you can just go and sell it. Which is what I'm going to do now. I mean, you can do this as much as you want, but it kind of takes the fun out of the game. So, I mean, do it for like to max out your exosuit, which is to max out your exosuit, or get more stuff, inventory space, which is pretty important, I'd say. But don't like stack up billions. You just spoil the game. So, and that's another 3 million units, easy. Now, well, I have no more stacks left. A few things to keep in mind though. There are limits to certain things at the moment, but they will be increasing it in future updates. I'll explain that in a little bit. So exosuit maximum inventory size is 48, as far as I know of. I mean, that's as much as you can buy. It increases 10,000 every time you buy an exosuit slot, but 48 is the current max. As for ships, the biggest ships I've seen was 40 inventory space. So that's pretty massive, and well, over my budget as well. That's what the money glitch is for, at least for now. But 40 is the biggest I've seen. No, wait, nope. That is probably the biggest I've seen now, 44 slots. And that's pretty huge. Anyway, so 40 for inventory's exosuit, 44 for your ship. And as for guns, now, I only have a 19 slot gun. But I've heard of, talked to someone who had a 21 slot gun. Now, that works really well. I mean, there's not much mods out there yet. They'll probably include more sooner on in future updates. Now, about future updates, the game is pretty basic right now. It's only out for like a couple of days, under a week. And there are a few things you can look at, like apparently in future updates there will be base building, and you can even own your own freighter ship in future updates, according to the No Man's Sky website. Now, base building will seem pretty interesting. There's also these things where, as you can see, the yellow lines around my jetpack boost, and the other ones as well. I don't get what that means. I haven't read it anywhere or seen it anywhere yet, but I think it's this little faded white line. So it adds an extra boost to your current stat, and you can see the boost is under utility, so it has that white little faded off line. There's yellow, and then there's also the other ones. As you can see, utilities. As you can see here, there are also the blue ones, even on my gun. So you can see the blue ones according to the street, but what I don't get is those three are the same type, but they don't have the yellow line, so I don't know. But they do have the faded line under the laser tool, I believe. There you go, the faded line. It's not much, maybe if you stack more, you get more in the future, I hope. But the sensor has yellow lines. Now, there are also four different levels, or 5 actually, of items. There's the Sigma, Tau, Theta, and Omega in increasing order. For the 5th one, there's no name for it, but it seems to be not of an update or a companion type, like a separate. See, this is homing shot. It's just a different part, not an update or an upgrade to it, or companion unit, just an extra part to it. And that's all there is to it, hey, I guess. If you guys find anything, let me know in the comments so I can see what it's all about. Well, that's it for now for the No Man's Sky duplication glitch. I don't know how long this will be up for, but it'll probably be fixed in the next patch when they're done fixing the ones with the PC problems. Now, I hope you enjoy watching, and thanks for watching my video. I'll see you guys next time.